So today I'm talking about a P0770 code, what it is and how you can go about fixing it. And so what is a P0770 code? Well, it's a shift solenoid E. And so what does this mean? Well, basically transmissions have a lot of solenoids built into them that lets the computer control the fluid pressure, which then lets the transmission shift gears and things like this. But when you get this P0770 code, the computer's seeing a problem with this solenoid, and so it's going to have to be troubleshooted to know why. And so what would be some possible causes of a P0770 code? Well, the first thing to go and do, if possible, is go and check the transmission fluid and be sure it's at the correct level and not too dirty or anything like this. Many vehicles nowadays, they no longer let you check the transmission fluid. There won't be no dipstick, but if you can, it's a good idea to go and check it. Be sure it's at the right level. Be sure it's not too dirty or anything like this, because if it is, then that can affect the solenoids. Usually if that does happen, you'll be getting a lot of other codes. There'll be other shift solenoid codes and different things like this. So if you are only getting this P0770 code, then very likely this is not the problem. But if you can, it's a good idea to go and check the fluid and be sure that's good. The next thing that could cause this is a bad shift solenoid E or the wiring going to it. If you're only getting this P0770 code and you're not getting any other codes, then very likely either that solenoid's gone bad or there's some kind of issue with the wiring going to it. If you do go to work on a transmission with the P0770 code, you will need to get a diagram on which solenoids do what. That way you can locate this shift solenoid E to know which one it is. One thing to note about this solenoid is that it can be named differently. For example, Toyota calls this solenoid the SL solenoid, so be sure to keep in mind that there can be differences between vehicles. You can also test that solenoid if you want to, at least the coil that's built into them. And to do this, you look up what the rated ohms are for that specific solenoid, since there is differences, and then you use a multimeter, you set it to ohms, and you be sure it matches that. And if it doesn't, if it goes outside of that or lower than that, or if it's open, then you know it's bad, you know it needs to be replaced. You can also check the wires going to it for voltage, usually 12 volts, but again, be sure to check a wiring schematic for that vehicle to know for sure. But if you have a multimeter, you can go and check the wiring and be sure that's good. Because the next thing that's going to cause this is either that shift solenoid E's gone bad or the wiring going to it. And the next thing that could cause this is that there's some kind of other transmission failure going on. There's like a bad pump, a blocked passage, a bad valve body, something like this. Basically something that would just stop the fluid going to that shift solenoid E so it's not working correctly. Usually if this happens, you'll be getting a lot of other codes. So if you are getting a lot of other codes, be sure to pay attention to that. But the next thing that could cause is that there's some kind of other transmission failure that's just stopping that solenoid from working correctly. And the last thing on the list is going to be a bad computer. And this is going to be like a bad transmission control module or a bad powertrain control module. Again, usually when there is some kind of computer problem, you're not just going to get one code. You'll be getting a lot of other codes. Also, if you do think you have a computer problem, be sure that the battery's good, that all the connections are good. The terminals, they don't have no corrosion or anything like this. You can even check the alternator output and be sure that's correct. Because all these computers, they all need a good stable power supply along with a good ground, or that could just throw them off and just cause them to do weird things. But the last thing on the list is going to be a bad computer. And so that's basically it. I just wanted to give a basic overview of how you go about fixing a vehicle with the P0770 code. If you have anything to add, please comment down below. If you have any questions, ask me and I'll try to answer them. If this video helps you, please click like, please click subscribe, and have a good day.